Welcome back. Do your mornings feel heavy before your feet even touch the floor? Do you open your eyes and already feel behind? If that sounds like you, today is going to feel different. If you are here to practice English, this lesson keeps the words simple, but the meaning powerful. By the end of this video, you will have 10 short truths you can say to yourself every single morning. They are calm, they are powerful, and they are easy to repeat, even on your hardest days. You do not need a perfect life to start strong. Nothing about your life needs to be figured out yet. You only need one thing. You need a few honest words that remind you who you are before the world tells you who to be. Here is something worth remembering right now. You are not behind. You are exactly where you begin again. Let those words settle quietly in your mind. You have not fallen behind anyone. You have simply begun again, right here, right now. Most people wake up and let the day speak first. Their phone speaks first. Their inbox speaks first. Their worry speaks first. And by the time they sit up in bed, they already feel small. Yet you can flip that order. You can speak first. You can decide, in the quiet seconds before the noise begins, what kind of person you are going to be today. That is what these 10 truths are for. They are not long speeches. They are short lines you can say while you brush your teeth, while you wait for your coffee, while you tie your shoes. Short, but strong enough to carry you through a hard day. Think about the last time you felt truly steady. Not perfect, not happy about everything. Just steady. Calm inside, even when things outside were messy. That feeling did not come from luck. It came from the story you were telling yourself in that moment. Today you are going to learn a new story, one truth at a time. You might be listening to this while walking, while making breakfast, or while lying in bed for just a few more quiet minutes. Wherever you are, that is exactly the right place to begin. No candles, no silence, no perfect setup required. You only need your attention and a willingness to say a few honest words to yourself before the day starts asking things of you. Some of these truths will feel familiar the moment you hear them. Others might feel new, almost like trying on a piece of clothing you were not sure would fit. Give each one a chance. The goal is not finding the 10 that sound the nicest. You are looking for the ones that quietly become true the more you say them. Truth 1, I am enough exactly as I am right now. Say it slowly. I am enough exactly as I am right now. Not when you lose the weight. Not when you get the promotion. Not when you fix every flaw you see in the mirror. Right now, today, before anything changes, you are enough. Most people wait for proof. They think, once I achieve this, then I will feel worthy. But worth was never something you had to earn. You were born with it. Every task you complete, every goal you reach, only adds to a life that was already valuable from the start. Think about a child learning to walk. Nobody tells that child, the child is not yet worthy of walking. Keep trying until you earn it. The child is enough while falling. The child is enough while crawling. The child is enough at every single step. Somewhere along the way, adults forget this simple truth about themselves. David Goggins spent years believing he was not enough until he stopped waiting for permission and simply decided that his worth was not up for debate. He still had to work hard. He still had to grow. But the work came from strength, not from self-hate. A poor mindset says, I will accept myself once I am perfect. A strong mindset says, I accept myself now and I still choose to grow. Say it with your whole chest and mean every word of it. Notice how your body feels when you say those words. Maybe your shoulders drop a little. Maybe your breath gets slower. That is not an accident. Your body listens to what your mind repeats. And calm words create calm reactions, even before your brain fully processes why. Some mornings, this truth will feel easy to believe. Other mornings, it will feel like a stretch, almost too generous toward yourself. Say it anyway, on those harder mornings. Belief often follows repetition, not the other way around. Feeling worthy first was never a requirement. You simply need to keep saying the words until your mind starts to agree with your mouth. Truth 2. Today I begin again. Yesterday is gone. You cannot edit it. You cannot add one missing word to it. But today is still blank. Today is still yours to write. Today I begin again. This is not about forgetting your past. It is about refusing to let your past hold the pen for your present. Maybe yesterday you lost your temper. Maybe you skipped your workout. Maybe you said something you regret. That was yesterday's chapter. It is closed now. A woman named Anna spent 3 years feeling stuck after a hard divorce. Every morning, she woke up carrying the weight of the year before. One day, a friend told her something simple. Yesterday does not have to travel with you into today. You have permission to put it down. Anna started saying 5 simple words every morning, quietly, before her feet hit the floor. Slowly, her mornings changed. Not because her past disappeared, but because she stopped dragging it into every new day. You are allowed to begin again, even if you began again yesterday. Even if you will begin again tomorrow. That is not failure. That is what growth actually looks like. Picture the sun rising. It does not check yesterday's weather report before deciding whether to rise today. It simply rises, every single morning, without asking permission from the day before. That same quiet confidence belongs to you too. Your morning does not need approval from your yesterday. Some people treat their bad days like a debt they must keep paying. One rough morning turns into a rough week because they never officially close the chapter. Saying today I begin again is how you close that chapter on purpose, instead of dragging it forward without noticing. If you are serious about starting your mornings differently, hit subscribe right now. There is more coming, and you will not want to miss the next truth. Truth 3. I control my response, not the moment. Life will throw things at you. Traffic, a rude email, a plan that falls apart at the last minute. You cannot control most of these moments, but you can always control what happens next inside you. I control my response, not the moment. This truth alone can change your entire day. When something goes wrong, you have a choice. Even if it feels small, you can react without thinking, or you can pause and choose your next move. Viktor Frankl survived unimaginable suffering, and he later wrote that between what happens to us and how we respond, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose. He lost almost everything he owned, yet he never lost that one freedom. A weak mindset says, "This ruined my whole day." A strong mindset says, "This is one moment, and I still decide the rest of my day." It helps to remember that one difficult moment is only one small piece of a much longer day. 10 minutes of frustration out of 16 waking hours is a tiny fraction, yet many people let that tiny fraction color everything that follows. One moment does not have to set the tone for the next 10 hours. You get to choose that tone again, as many times as you need to throughout the day. Picture 2 drivers stuck in the same traffic jam. One driver slams the wheel and yells at every car around him. The other driver turns on music, breathes slowly, and simply waits. Same traffic, same delay, completely different mornings. Control over what happens to you is not always possible, but you are always in control of what you do next. Let that thought settle quietly until it feels true. This truth becomes most useful in the exact second you want to forget it. When someone cuts you off in traffic, when a coworker takes credit for your work, when your plan falls apart 5 minutes before it was supposed to start. That tiny pause, that breath before you react, is where your real strength lives. It is easy to feel calm when nothing is testing you. The real practice begins the moment something does. Truth 4. My past does not decide my next step. Somewhere in your life, something happened that you did not choose. Maybe it was a failure. Maybe it was a loss. Maybe someone told you that you were not capable, and part of you believed them. My past does not decide my next step. Your history can explain where you have been. It cannot decide where you are going unless you let it hold the wheel. There was a boy named Marcus who failed his first 3 years of business, one after another. People around him said he should stop trying. But Marcus kept a simple line taped to his mirror, a reminder that where he had been did not decide where he was going. Years later, his fourth business became the one that changed his life. Your past is data, not destiny. It can teach you. It cannot trap you unless you decide to stay there. You can even thank your past in a strange way without letting it lead. Every failure taught you something a success never could. Every hard season built a kind of patience that easy seasons cannot build. Use that information. Just do not let it write tomorrow's story for you. Tomorrow's story still needs a pen, and that pen is in your hand, not in yesterday's hand. Truth 5. Small actions build a strong life. We often imagine change as something huge and dramatic. A new job, a new city, a completely new version of ourselves overnight. But real change is usually quiet. It happens in small, repeated actions that nobody else even notices. Small actions build a strong life. One glass of water in the morning, one page of a good book, one honest conversation you were afraid to have. None of these feel powerful alone. Together, over months, they build a life that feels strong from the inside out. Think about a single brick. One brick cannot hold up a house. But thousands of small bricks, placed one at a time, build walls that stand for 100 years. Your habits are those bricks. Your mornings are where you place the first one each day. A tired mindset says, this small step will not matter anyway. A grounded mindset says, this small step is exactly how strong lives are built. Look back at any part of your life that you are proud of today. A skill you learned, a relationship you built, a habit you finally kept. None of it appeared overnight. It was built from small, repeated actions that probably felt unimportant while you were doing them. The strong life you want tomorrow is being built, quietly, in the small actions you choose today. No huge leap is required today. You need one small, honest action, done with full attention. That is enough to start. If you have ever planted a seed, you know that nothing seems to happen for days. No visible progress, no proof that anything is working under the soil. Then, quietly, a small green shape appears, and it looks like magic, even though it was simply the result of consistent, unseen effort. Your small actions work the same way. Keep watering them, even on days when you see no results. Truth 6. My peace is more powerful than my problems. Problems are loud. They demand your attention. They show up in your thoughts before you even get out of bed. But peace, quiet as it is, holds more real power than any problem you are facing. My peace is more powerful than my problems. This does not mean your problems disappear. It means they no longer control the temperature of your entire day. There was a nurse named Priya who worked through some of the hardest shifts of her career. She once said that her calm was not because her days were easy. Her calm was a decision she made every single morning, before her day even had the chance to test her. A stressed mindset says, I will find peace once my problems are solved. A wise mindset says, I choose peace first and I solve my problems from a calmer place. Think about the last time you tried to solve a problem while panicking. Did your best ideas come from that panic, or did they come later, once you finally calmed down enough to think clearly? Peace is not the opposite of solving problems. Peace is often the exact condition your mind needs in order to solve them well. Your peace is not a reward you earn after the storm. It is the shelter you build before the storm arrives. Notice how easily peace gets pushed to the bottom of your daily list. You plan your meetings, your errands, your messages, but rarely do you plan a few quiet minutes just to settle your mind. Try treating your peace like an appointment you cannot cancel. Even 5 minutes, protected on purpose, can change how the rest of your day feels. Truth 7. I choose my thoughts before they choose me. Your mind will offer you hundreds of thoughts before breakfast. Some are helpful. Some are unkind. Some are simply old habits repeating themselves without your permission. Here is something important. No rule says you must accept every thought your mind offers. I choose my thoughts before they choose me. This truth reminds you that you are the one holding the door. Not every thought deserves to walk through it. Imagine your mind as a busy street. Thoughts pass by all day, like cars. Not every car needs to be stopped and invited inside your house. You can simply watch some of them pass without giving them a seat at your table. A passive mindset says, whatever my mind tells me must be true. An active mindset says, I decide which thoughts I keep and which ones I let pass by. Stopping a negative thought from appearing is not always possible. Still, you decide how long it stays and how much power it gets. That decision belongs to you every morning, again and again. Try this small practice tomorrow morning. When a negative thought appears, do not fight it and do not obey it. Simply notice it, name it quietly, and let it continue down the street without you chasing after it. This tiny habit, repeated daily, slowly teaches your mind that you are the one in charge of the door, not every visitor who happens to knock on it. Truth 8. Mistakes are proof that I am moving. Somewhere, someone taught you that mistakes mean something is wrong with you. But look closely at anyone who has built something meaningful and you will find a long list of mistakes behind them, not in spite of their growth, but because of it. Mistakes are proof that I am moving. A person who never makes a mistake is often a person who never tried anything new. Mistakes are simply the sound of effort meeting reality. There is a well-known story about a young athlete who missed more shots than anyone else on his team and later became one of the greatest players in his sport. He said that he was never afraid to fail because every miss taught him something a win never could. A fearful mindset says, if I make a mistake, I am not good enough. A growing mindset says, if I make a mistake, I am proof that I am still trying. Consider how differently you would treat a close friend who made the same mistake you just made. You would probably offer them patience, maybe even a little humor about it, instead of harsh judgment. Try offering yourself that same patience. You deserve the same kindness you would naturally give someone you care about. The next time you get something wrong, do not rush to hide it. Look at it honestly. It is not a mark against you. It is a mark of your progress. Babies fall down hundreds of times before they walk steadily, and nobody calls a baby a failure for falling. Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, many people quietly forget that falling is simply part of learning. Give yourself the same patience you would naturally give a child who is still learning to walk. You are also still learning. That is not weakness. That is simply what being human looks like. Truth 9. I am allowed to grow slowly. We live in a world that celebrates speed. Fast results, fast success, fast transformation shown in a short video, edited to skip every slow, boring moment in between. This can quietly convince you that slow growth means failed growth. It does not. I am allowed to grow slowly. A tree does not apologize for taking years to grow tall. It simply grows, one season at a time, whether anyone is watching or not. A man named Tomas once wanted to change his health completely within 1 month. He pushed too hard, injured himself, and gave up within 3 weeks. A year later, he tried again, but slower this time. He walked before he ran. He built one habit before adding another. That version of Tomas is still active today, years later, because he finally allowed himself to grow slowly. An impatient mindset says, if this is not fast, it is not working. A patient mindset says, if this is honest and steady, it is exactly working. Social media often shows only the finished result, never the years of slow, unseen effort behind it. This creates a false sense that everyone else is moving faster than you. In reality, almost every visible success was built on a long stretch of invisible, ordinary mornings, not so different from the one you are having right now. You are allowed to take your time becoming who you are meant to be. Slow does not mean stuck. Slow often means lasting. Compare a plant grown in a rush, forced with too much water and too much light, to a plant grown slowly, season after season, in steady conditions. The slow plant usually grows deeper roots. Deeper roots hold stronger during a storm. Your slow growth is quietly building roots that a rushed version of you would never have had the chance to grow. Truth 10. I am ready for whatever this day brings. This final truth is not about knowing the future. You will never know exactly what today holds. A hard conversation, unexpected news, a quiet, easy day that surprises you with peace. You cannot predict it, but you can meet it, whatever it turns out to be. I am ready for whatever this day brings. This is not blind confidence. It is a decision you make in advance, before the day has a chance to test you. Firefighters do not wait to see what kind of fire they are facing before deciding to be ready. They prepare first. They train first. Then, whatever the day brings, they are already standing on solid ground. You are training too. Every morning you spend on these 10 truths. Nobody sees this training. There is no trophy for it, no audience clapping, while you quietly repeat a few honest lines to yourself in the mirror. But that invisible training is exactly what shows up later. In the visible moments, when you stay calm while everyone else around you falls apart. You can do the same thing with these 10 truths. You prepare your mind first in these quiet morning minutes, before the day even begins asking anything of you. This readiness is not about pretending today will be easy. Some days genuinely are hard, and pretending otherwise only adds pressure on top of pressure. Real readiness simply means you trust yourself to handle whatever shows up, one moment at a time, without needing every detail figured out in advance. That trust is built morning by morning, truth by truth, exactly the way you have been practicing throughout this lesson. Say it now, out loud if you can, and mean it. Whatever this day brings, you are ready to meet it. You have not fallen behind anyone. You are simply standing at the place where you begin again. Let us bring all 10 truths together now, so they can settle fully into your mind. All of it fits into 10 short lines. You are already enough. Every morning is a fresh page. Your response is always your choice, even when the moment is not. Nothing behind you controls what happens next. Small, steady actions build something strong. Peace can be chosen before any problem shows up. You decide which thoughts get to stay. A mistake simply proves you are still moving forward. Slow growth is still real growth, and whatever today brings, you are ready to meet it. 10 short lines, 10 calm decisions. You do not need to say all 10 every single morning. Even one, spoken slowly and honestly, can change the shape of your day. Remember this on the mornings when it feels hardest to believe. Nothing about you has fallen behind, and you are exactly where you begin again. Keep this in mind. Words repeated daily become beliefs. Beliefs repeated daily become actions. And actions repeated daily become the life you are living right now. This is why these short truths matter more than they first appear. They are not decoration. They are the quiet architecture of a strong mind. Some mornings will feel easy, and these truths will simply confirm what you already feel. Other mornings will feel heavy, and these truths will be the only steady thing you have. Both mornings matter. Both mornings are part of building a calm, powerful mind. You might wonder how long it takes before these truths start to feel automatic, instead of something you have to remind yourself to say. There is no single answer, because every mind is different. Some people notice a shift within a couple of weeks. Others need a couple of months of steady repetition before the words start to feel like their own thoughts, instead of borrowed ones. Either way, the timeline matters far less than the consistency. A truth said honestly for 30 mornings in a row will always outperform a truth said perfectly once and then forgotten. Try choosing just one of these 10 truths to focus on this week. Do not try to master all 10 at once. Pick the one that felt the most necessary while you were listening and say it every morning for 7 days. Notice without judging yourself whether anything shifts. Then, next week, you can add a second truth and slowly build a small, personal collection of morning words that belong only to you. If this lesson helped you, write one truth in the comments below, the one that spoke to you the most today. Reading it back later, on a harder morning, might be exactly what you need. Keep coming back here to improve your English and grow your mind every morning. You are not behind. You are exactly where you begin again. Say it once more before you go, and then go start your day. See you in the next lesson.